Hey, welcome back everyone. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a review of the Nike Metcon 6. Now, I joined CrossFit about 3 or 4 months ago now. I've been really enjoying it. When I first joined, I had these big Hoka 1-1 runners, ultra runners, that I used for the first week or two. And I got teased a little bit because they have a really big tread on them. They're made for ultra running. They're not made for lifting or this sort of dynamic training that you have in CrossFit. So I knew I had to go out and buy a new pair of shoes. And probably like many of you, there's a lot of choices for me to make. And I actually wasn't a big Nike fan. I used to buy Nikes and I just kind of gravitated away from them. I didn't like the big corporate thing that they had going. But this was one of the options for CrossFit, was the Metcon 6. And there's other Metcon models, 1 through 7 now, I believe. So you've got other choices within the Metcon family to look at. However, I went out there, I tried on all the different ones. I tried on the Adidas one, the other ones as well. And overall, this one fit my foot the best. And I don't think I have an unusual foot or anything like that. I like a little bit of room in the toe box area. I like a tight heel, and this really delivered that. But I want to talk to you about the other attributes and features of this shoe that I think it really makes it probably the best choice for most of you that are going to use it for CrossFit. And I say use it for CrossFit because it's really, I don't think, that suitable for many other sports, and I'm going to get into that. First, for me, the most important thing was fit. This fits me very well. Like I said, in the toe box, it's got a nice wide toe box. It's really nice that way. The heel is a really nice fit. My heel goes in there and it doesn't move around, which is great when I'm doing deadlifts or squats or any of those sort of Olympic lifts, especially when I have a lot of weight. I want that stability. And that's really what Nike did with this shoe, is they have this kind of 4-quadrant thing going on. You can Google that. But it basically comes out of this triangle-y thing here. And stability was back here. They wanted to make sure that when you were lifting, that you were going to be very stable in your heel area. And it definitely delivers that. I have to say, I feel very confident wearing this shoe when I'm doing a lift. And even when it's very dynamic and I'm jumping to do kind of that kind of snatch and different things like that, when I'm moving my feet, I kind of feel very well planted, much more planted than I did in my old runners and things that were not designed, shoes that were not designed specifically for this. So full points for that. I think that related to that, you've got this kind of stability and sturdiness, but also flexibility. And so the dynamic range of that within this shoe is very interesting. And it took me a little while to get used to it. But as you can see, like, there's a tremendous amount of flexibility in the shoe, right? It can move to your foot, which is great when you're doing some of those movements. But back here, it's much more stiff, and you've got actually a liner that goes in there. I don't know if you could see that okay, but that liner, once I put that in, that actually gave me even more kind of sturdiness and strong feeling in my stance, which was good, yet still having that flexibility to move. These are not a runner, so the running part of CrossFit, I can definitely feel that these are not as good, of course, as my running shoes that are designed specifically for running. The flat bottom, as you can see here, it does kind of hit the pavement with this flop sound, and I don't think you'd want to run very far in these. Could I do a kilometer or a mile or whatever your unit of measurement is in your area? Sure. No problem. Actually, I've done that. But I didn't really enjoy it as far as the shoe's concerned. It wasn't a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination because I'm not doing a lot of distance running in these. Not that 1 mile or 1 kilometer's distance, but I'm typically not doing more than that in CrossFit. So this is not a problem at all. And I think that you wouldn't want it any other way anyways. You wouldn't want this to move into the runner kind of architecture because that's going to take away from its ability to do Olympic lifting and things like that very well, which this does. The other really interesting thing about this shoe is the upper around the forefoot here. And you can kind of see light through the upper. So when I look down the shoe, and you might be able to see that, you can see there's light and it's coming in through here. And this mesh right here on the upper is just that. It's just a mesh. It's super lightweight. Your foot can breathe. I like to wear a wool sock, and I know that sounds crazy, but I wear these icebreaker socks, and I'm a big fan of the brand. Quality's gone down, I think, a little bit over time, but I think that it's a super thin wool, which means it doesn't stink, which I like compared to some of the other synthetic socks that are out there. And it just feels really comfortable on my foot in this shoe because it's so breathable, right? So I get the best of both worlds there. My foot doesn't get really hot, and your feet actually do get pretty warm sometimes due to the surface area. So that's something you can look at. But this shoe really delivers in that area. I was a little concerned when I first saw that. I thought, this is going to break. This is not going to be durable. But it actually is. I've used it for a number of months now. There's absolutely no wear on it at all. So I think I'm going to get at least a year, maybe 2 years out of this shoe, I would expect. So that's pretty cool. I think that it's well designed, but also durable, which is good because it looks a little fragile right here. But so far, it's been working out great. So the cost of this shoe, I forget exactly how much it cost me. It was over $100 Canadian. I'm up in Canada, but I think that you can get it on sale. This is the 6. The 7 is out now, and I think a lot of people really like the 7. There's a lot of good reviews on the 7, but you know what? Like I don't think it could deliver me that much more value than the 6 because I find the 6 is working out for me great. So if you can get a deal on the 6 because the 7's now out, I would say go for the 6 because it's a great shoe. The fit is true to size. I'm a size 9. This is a size 9. It fits me perfectly. So the one thing that I have to talk about with this shoe, which is kind of a negative, but I think it's maybe just user error on my part. So if it is, please leave your comments down below and let me know what I'm doing wrong. So this shoe, when I bought it, I was really excited because it's got this cool V thing going on right here. And I like that, and it looked like it would be awesome for rope climbing, right? And I think in many ways it is. I think many people have great luck with this on the rope. The rope is a challenging exercise in CrossFit, and there's a lot of technique involved in that, especially with your feet and your legs to do it properly and not blast your arms out, right? So I thought this is going to be cool because it's really grippy and it looks like right where the rope is going to go. So I did some rope climbs almost immediately after I bought this shoe. And what I found was, yes, this is great for the rope. It kind of feels like it's going to protect you from the rope and grip the rope. However, what I found was due to the lacing system and the actual lace material, the shoe never fits super snug on my feet. And as a result, it would actually rotate on my foot and kind of do some weird stuff where it was almost coming off, even though I had done it up tight. And I think maybe I'm just not doing the laces up tight enough, perhaps. When I went to cinch it, because you're kind of doing a foot-on-foot technique going up the rope, it would twist on my foot and it just wasn't working. And I have to experiment with that a little bit. But I'd love to hear from you because other than that, this shoe has done me right. It's just been fantastic in the gym, fantastic for CrossFit, and I have no regrets. I just think that that's kind of a weird thing where it's almost coming off my foot due to the pressure of the rope. It may also be my rope climbing technique is not perfect, so that could be something that I'm just doing wrong. But I found that the laces don't cinch up super well when you tighten them up. It's not taking a lot of the tension from down below and transferring it up. I think what I have to do is just manually tighten that up as I progress up the lace. I'm going to try that, see if it helps next time I do a rope climb. But yeah, that's the one weird thing with this shoe. But overall, not a deal breaker. So overall, I got to say, I really like this shoe for CrossFit. I wouldn't use it for anything else. I think it's fair value. It's true to fit. It seems very durable, seems very functional, and I think this would be my recommendation for anyone that's getting into CrossFit, that needs a new shoe specifically for that really wants to know that they're going to get a shoe that's going to work for that function, for that job. So Nike Metcon 6, I think that's the shoe for CrossFit. That's my opinion. Please let me know what you think of this shoe or other shoes you've tried down below in the comments. Appreciate that. And if you've got some tips for me on rope climbing and how to use this shoe better for that, I'd love to hear from you on that as well. All right, that's it. Thank you very much. Happy trails.